Hey everyone, Jay here with LMR.com. Today we'll be covering the steps on how to remove your dash for 1979 and 1993 Mustangs. Removing the dash on your Fox is not the most enjoyable job, but it will be needed from time to time for repairs like your heater core or AC accumulator, to name a few. Now I know most of you have heard horror stories from friends on this, but don't worry, we'll cover all the needed steps to get your Fox Body dash removed. Doing this removal on your car can save you hundreds of dollars in the long run rather than paying a shop to do this. The following instructions are going to be for the 1987 and 1993 Mustang, but the 79 to 86 Mustang is similar, with the main difference being the fastener locations on the dash and console. First, you will need to disassemble the main interior components. This will include removing the front seats and the center console. Check out the provided links in the description below to show you how this is done. After you remove the seats and the center console, using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove the front scuff plate screws, and then remove the push pin on the lower kick panel. Now you can go ahead and pull the kick panel out of the car. Do the same for the other side. Pull out the cluster of wires on the passenger side of the car. Carefully separate each one of these connectors and be careful not to break any of the tabs. You can remove the 4 bolts on the lower dash cross brace, and then you can pull the brace out of the car. Remove the 2 nuts that hold the hood release bracket in place under the steering column. You can then allow the bracket and the cable to hang free. Loosen the 2 nuts closest to you on the column, and then remove the 2 nuts on the column closest to the firewall. If you have a 90 to 93, disconnect the airbag harness connector. Disconnect the cruise, key warning, and ignition switch connectors. Support the column, and now you can fully remove the 2 lower nuts closest to you from the previous step. Pull the column down far enough to remove the 3 multifunction switch connectors. Now you can allow the steering column to hang freely. Using a small flat-bladed screwdriver, release both of the retaining tabs on the headlight switch. Remove the switch from the bezel and unplug both of the connectors. Do the same for the other side. Moving to the top side of the dash area, remove the 2 top cluster trim screws. Remove the bottom right cluster trim screw. You can then remove the cluster trim bezel from the car. Remove the 4 cluster retaining screws. Disconnect the main harness on the left-hand side of the cluster. Disconnect the speedometer cable, and then the right-hand harness from the back side of the cluster assembly. Loosen the single nut retaining the dash spring at the pedal assembly. You do not need to fully remove this from the vehicle. Remove both of the speaker grill retaining screws and the grills from each side of the vehicle. Remove both of the glove box screws and remove the glove box from the car. Using a flat-bladed screwdriver, remove the defrost trim bezel by the windshield. Remove the 5 screws along the top side of the dash. Remove each of the single bolts on the lower corner of the dash at the kick panel area. Now you will be able to carefully lower the dash out of the way. Unplug your blower motor, vacuum line block, the blower resistor, and the radio amp if equipped. Over on the driver's side, disconnect the brake switch electrical harness. Now you can rotate the dash fully out of the way. Once this is out, you will be able to pull any associated wiring harness from the dash so you can fully remove this from the car. Alright everyone, I know this seems like a daunting task, but it will be a needed procedure for many different repairs on your Mustang. For this removal process, I would set aside a solid day to complete this task. You will be able to get this job done with basic hand tools, and no specialty tools will be required. We hope this video has helped you get a better idea of the dash removal process for your 79 to 93 Mustang. This is a fairly involved removal, but it can make a huge difference when servicing areas like your HVAC case. If you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to keep you up to date with any new tech info we release. As always everybody, make sure to keep it here with the real Mustang enthusiasts at LMR.com.